First step of numbing, get an awesome outline, which we already did. Now we're gonna lock it up with Brow Lock and I'll show you how to numb. Next step of numbing, you're going to prick the skin and apply our numbing. While the Brow Lock is drying, I usually wash my hands, switch gloves, and prep my microblade tool and my numbing into my ink ring. Okay, so this is really simple. All you're going to do is, with a 3-finger stretch, you're just going to do a few little pricks throughout the brow. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's good.
Does that feel worse than plucking? About the same?
It's not as bad, honestly.
Wonderful. So what you're doing is you're listening for that little prick, prick, prick sound. I'll be quiet so you can listen to it. And that's it. So I'm just gonna finish doing this throughout both brows and then apply our numbing cream. Okay, so, and I find that one ink ring is plenty for the majority of brows. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna wipe your numbing on backwards. The reason you do that, and when I say backwards, I mean opposite of the hair growth, and that's just to make sure that it gets down underneath those hairs. I don't know if you've ever been microblading and had somebody be like, I'm numb except this one little spot, and guarantee you all that is that you didn't get it down to the skin. And the little pricks, all they do is properly open up the skin so that the numbing can get deeper. Another trick with not only my numbing but almost every numbing, they do have certain agents in them that keep them sterile, that actually oxidize. So for example, with hair dye, I don't know if you noticed how well it's processing, it actually gets darker. So when there's oxygen exposed to the numbing, it will turn kind of more of like a brown color, which is usually kind of alarming to clients. So make sure that you screw your cap on really tight. Sometimes what will happen is it kind of explodes out the top and then we don't wipe it down. So then what happens is the cap doesn't get a nice seal. So make sure too that you're wiping down the edges of your cap and getting a nice seal, because as that ink oxidizes, it's not going to be as potent. So part of having your numbing be as good as possible is, again, just getting a really nice tight seal on that cap. You can even take just a tiny bit of your barrier film and put it around the tip and then close it to get like a really nice tight seal. And that's it. That's how we apply numbing, and that's as thick as you need to do it. You should be getting, depending on how thick of brows, 10 to 20 per tube. So if you're not, then you are applying way too much numbing cream. Last step of numbing is you just always occlude, and what you're going to do is just lightly tap over the brow, and then the Brow Lock helps us get a really good seal. You just lightly press around those edges, and that's it. I leave my clients for 20 minutes. If you are one that you just are really all about time and need it to be 10 or 15, I recommend using the Romantic numbing. The ingredients are a little stronger, but it's the same ingredients. Mine works just as well, 100% just as well at the 20-minute mark, and is almost half the price. But I will say that Romantic is the quickest numb that I've found on the market today. Let me show you how awesome this is. So I'm just gonna take the back of my micro tip, wipe off, and then I'm gonna go backwards over this just to make sure there's none stuck in those hairs. But you can full-blown just wipe over this, no problem. Look at this. And look how still, absolutely crisp your outline is. And you know how when you're normally stretching and pulling and microblading and working, if you touch over your line with your glove, it just disappears? Never again. Can you feel that? I've already done 2 hairs.
For real. That is so crazy.
Do you feel even pressure?
Uh-uh.
Love it. That's the beauty of my numbing system, guys. It works.
I can definitely see how people sleep through this. It's pretty relaxing. That's